As any nerd knows, there's a lot we can learn from Lord of the Rings. However, there is one particular scene that is really important for the church today. It's in the Two Towers. Now, the battle in Two Towers, of course, like a few pages in the books, but in the movie, it's a big action scene, right? And so, near the end of the battle, it is at that point where they've broken through the walls, they've retreated back, and it is a time, it's a moment of despair. And King Theoden just seems like he's at the point where he may give up. And Aragorn goes to him and says, ride out with me and meet them. And in that moment, something changes in Theoden. The despair melts away, and he says, yes. And something comes alive in him. And here's the reason why it comes alive in him is because he remembers who they are. They are not the people that retreat behind walls. They are the people of the horse and the open plain. That is who they are. And in that moment, he remembers who he is, who his people are. And that's really a word for the church today. We live in a deeply divided culture. Our society is wrecked with anxiety. There is conflict everywhere we turn. We live in a place where information comes to us in algorithm and oftentimes seeks to further divide us and frustrate us. The church has been in a precipitous decline. Not every congregation, but the church at large has been in a precipitous decline for years. And the COVID pandemic fast forwarded that process significantly for many churches. We are feeling the strain. For some, we may be feeling the despair. And here's the temptation. And here's what a lot of churches do. They turn inward. They just focus on trying to do the best we can just within our walls, and we focus on ourselves, and that's forgetting who we are. We are a people that are called on mission. Jesus says to those first apostles, "As the Father has sent me, now I send you." Do you realize that in every gospel, especially if we take Luke and Acts together, right, in every account, Jesus has some kind of commissioning at the end of the story, at the end of his ministry. That is common across all of the gospels. There's some sort of commissioning that we are called to go. We're called to be a sent people. We are called to be on mission. That is who we are. So when there is hunger, we are feeding the poor. When there is conflict, we're bringing conflict resolution. We're sowing the seeds of peace. When the church is in decline, we recognize that it's not just trying to attract the believers from the churches down the road. It is looking out into our communities and saying, who needs to hear this good news about Jesus? Being a people on mission is who we are. So, like the Rohirrim that had to remember, their king had to recall that they are the people of the horse in the open plain, and we remembered his true identity. He awakened again, and passion and heart rose up from within him again. We are the same as long as we are looking inward and we stay off mission. We will continue to move towards despair and frustration and disappointment. And the answer we may turn to might be religious consumerism, but when we get on mission with God, bringing justice and good news and salvation, the work of redemption, the ministry of reconciliation. When we do these works of the gospel in our communities and our cities, when we mobilize our church, the members of our church, to go beyond the campus, outside of the church walls, and to connect with people, when we're equipping and sending, that's when we can come alive again. It doesn't mean our church will instantly grow, but we will find joy and passion because that is remembering who we are. If you found that video helpful, if it's an encouragement in your own discipleship as you follow Jesus, please like and subscribe so we can get more of it to you. Thanks so much.